In the fall of 2019, I studied abroad for 3.5 months in Florence, Italy. Yeah, abroad changed me, all that fun stuff, whatever. But this pasta I had was fantastic. I've learned how to make it, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a truffle carbonara. To make this, we only need a few ingredients. We need linguine, pecorino, guanciale, 4 eggs, and a black truffle. And don't worry if you don't want to spend the money on fresh black truffles, you can get pretty much the same end result if you use a black truffle oil. So let's get started with the recipe. This is 8 ounces of guanciale, and the first thing you're going to want to do is cut off any really hard pieces that might be on it. So this is the skin that's going to be really tough, and you don't want to eat that. Then we're going to want to cut it into smaller pieces. This doesn't have to be an exact process, and keep in mind that they are going to shrink when we cook them, so cut them a little larger than you want them in the end. Then we can scrape them into a bowl and get ready to cook. Now's a good time to start boiling your water for the pasta, and I'm sorry my stove is disgusting, but make sure you put a lot of salt in the water. I was taught by Italians that it should be salty like the Mediterranean. Then in a large pan you can go ahead and add the chopped guanciale. The pan can be cold when you do this, and then turn it on to a medium heat. We're going to cook the guanciale over a medium heat for about 15 minutes to render out most of the fat. While that cooks, we can begin prepping our sauce. As I mentioned earlier, we're using 4 eggs in this, but we are only using the yolks actually, so make sure you separate out the whites, and you can save them. You can use them in cocktails, or you can even use them to make a little omelet. The next step is to finely grate a cup of pecorino cheese, and it is really important that you use the fine part of the cheese grater so that you can get very small pieces of cheese that are easier to melt. If you don't have pecorino, you can use Parmesan, but pecorino is actually cheaper than Parmesan, so it's kind of a play. Once you have a full cup, you can go ahead and add it to the bowl with the eggs. Then you're going to want to take a fork or a whisk and make sure you really mix it up and incorporate the eggs with the cheese. Then you're going to want to add a hefty amount of black pepper. Yeah, like a lot. Keep going. Put a lot on there. It's good. Alright, but by now your guanciale is smelling delicious and it is looking fantastic. You can turn off the heat and scoop the guanciale out of the rendered fat. Then add about a tablespoon of the hot oil into your cheese mix. It's very important that once you do this, you mix it in very quickly so you don't cook your eggs. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and start cooking your pasta. Just cook it to the directions on the box. When your pasta is almost done cooking, it's really important that you save some of this pasta water. We're going to slowly add the pasta water to our egg mix and whisk every time, just until we get a nice creamy consistency. It's okay if your cheese isn't fully melted at this point, because usually adding the hot pasta will help melt the cheese the rest of the way. Once everything's well mixed together, you can go ahead and add the guanciale. Mix the pasta again until the guanciale is evenly distributed through it. Then it's time to plate up this beautiful carbonara. But of course we are not done yet, because we are shaving a bunch of black truffle all over this pasta. And come on, this could make a grown Italian man cry. Now please, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to make some more long form videos. I've been into the short form content for a while, but now that I'm over 100k on TikTok, I figured I would start doing some long form stuff. I think it's nice, I can talk a little bit more. I don't have to rush everything. And drop a comment if there's anything you want to see me make. I really am open to anything.